morning time, good evening time, good afternoon time, whatever the case may be in your part of the world. Crisscrossing wires, back again with another video. And unfortunately, I don't have to do this video, but I'm going to do it just for the same reasons that I do most of my videos. And unfortunately, that is the direction that my channel has now taken. And to be honest, to a lot of my old subscribers, and that is to a lot of my old subscribers that still come around, that still even watch my videos. Because probably, unfortunately, I probably lost some of my original subscribers just due to the direction that my channel has taken. Now, I realize that it has gone that route, and at the end of the day, it's my fault, but at the same time, I'll explain why. But first off, before I do that, I want to tell you what this video is about. We're going to do an experiment right here. And this experiment is going to be, can cells balance themselves? Because that's what I said in my other video, that cells will balance themselves once you put them in parallel. Now, I don't have to do this video for myself, because I know, like I said, I've been dealing with electronics long enough that I know what the outcome is going to be. But to prove it to any of the naysayers out there, I'm going to do a scientific experiment to make sure that they know, and so I can prove what I'm saying to them. You know, yes, I have to prove myself, because I've had people say to me a lot of times, why do you prove that? Because every day I get a gazillion goddamn texts on different videos of these, I call them elitists, because they would have to be elitists, them damn fruit flies, elitists, to just assume because they are who they are, that they are automatically right about everything, even if they motherfucker, I probably still miss them. Even if they have no fundamental, no formal education at all in electronics. They assume just because they are who they are, that they were born who they are, that they just automatically supposed to know better than anyone. Anyone that even specializes in the field, they know better than them. Okay? So, the other day we were talking about BMSs and balancing batteries, and I was saying that batteries balance themselves, and they do. Now let me get started with this before I go on my rant, as I'm always going to go into some kind of rant on my shit. But first of all, what I have here is two groups of cells. They actually colors a little bit different. They're both gray, but one's a light gray, one's a dark gray. These here are Millicell INR 21700s. These are some Samsung cells that have no marking on them, but they are some Samsung cells. They're off-brand, but they're Samsung. because they have been rewrapped in this plain gray wrapper. But anyway, they're Samsung 40Ts. Alright. Now, both of them have been charged to a little bit different voltages. Exactly. And they were all charged in parallel, so their voltages were exactly the same, which is, this is going to prove that that happens too. But each one of these monocells, let me turn this little meter around and let me zoom in. Let me make sure you can see what's going on here. I might have to zoom the camera in. Oh, you can actually see that, but let's zoom in just a little bit, because you don't need to see me. That's for damn sure. Okay, now I'm pretty sure you can see the meter. Now, these cells, the two different batches aren't way off, but they're off enough that they're different. Now these monocells aren't reading any goddamn thing. Wait a minute. Oh, because the button's on hold. Duh. Okay, I was wondering what's going on. Alright, now they're reading 3.52 volts. Now I'm pretty sure all of them are 3.52, but we're going to check them just to be sure. 3.52, 3.52, 3.52, 3.52. Y'all see that, right? Now, over here, these Samsungs, they are 3.99, 8 blinking 9, 3.99, 3.98, 3.98, 3.989. So they're in between 3.98 and 3.99. They're actually like probably 3.85 in the middle, so they're blinking 89. But 3.89 basically. I mean 3.98 or 3.99. But the monocells were 3.52. Okay? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 5 of these Samsungs in this cell holder with one of these monocells. Like that. And as you can see, that you see the 5 dark-skinned brothers and 1 light-skinned brother. God damn it. And this experiment holds true for everything. You know, birds of a feather flock together. It holds true for that thing. So we're going to put all these monocells in here. You know, they think these monocells are the elitists. And the one darker skinned brother. See that? Alright. Now, I'm going to put these in parallel by putting the nickel strip across the positives and the nickel strip across the negatives. Alright, that's what I'm going to be doing while I'm running my mouth about what I was starting to talk about in the beginning. And I don't even remember what the hell that was. I know I was getting ready to go off on something. But, yeah, basically, you know, my channel has become something that it wasn't when I started. And when I started out, it was just, you know, about e-bikes and how to mod your bikes and everything. And it's slowly taking other directions because, you know, people started asking me in my first videos, how did I do what I did? And, you know, I had Frank. Frank was my first e-bike, and I did some modifications to Frank and started making Frank faster. And people wanted to know how I was doing that. And that's how my channel got started. And as I went along, you know, I don't know where my scissors at, but anyway, you know, it kept progressing and moving on to other things. So, you know, eventually somebody's gonna come along and ask you how you doing what you do, and you explain it to them. And most people are going to take what you say and all well and good. Then there's going to be the other people that are saying, nah, you can't do that. You can't do it this way. If you do that, that's not going to happen, blah, blah, blah. So then, you know, you start finding yourself having to prove certain things, and you know, it just, that's what happens on these DIY channels. You know, everybody doesn't take everything you say as the gospel, and you gotta prove it to them. And you know, then even after that, you know, like I said, I had people say, well, why do you feel like you gotta prove yourself this? Okay, sorry about that, man. Somebody interrupted my video because unfortunately I'm shooting this little clip with my phone, and man, I hope it doesn't happen again. If I get a text message while I'm filming, it will automatically stop filming. Yeah, that's a problem I used to have when I was making videos in the very beginning. And I'd make a whole e-bike video, and after it was over with, I go to check my video and I ain't got nothing, because somebody text me while I was riding. That used to make me so mad, boy. Oh my goodness, how many do-overs I had from that. I don't even remember what I was talking about before I got interrupted, but it was basically like, why do I feel I have to prove myself? I mean, why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I, when I got these damn wannabes come on my channel talking shit, these fucking experts, wannabe experts, like they know it all? Why wouldn't I want to disprove them? You know, and not only that, you know, why do I get into my background, you know, and everything? Why wouldn't I do that either? You know what I'm saying? Why would I not discuss where I learned or know what I know? How can I speak like I know what I know if I have no formal background? You know, I'm not putting it out there saying that I was a supervisor at the casino, a technician, supervisor of slot performance and all that, not to be bragging or boastful, but to prove that yes, I did electronics. I do electronics as a living. Well, I did it for that period of time. I only did that for like 5 or 6 years. That was one of my one and only jobs working for the man. You know, after that, I refused to do it anymore. Even before that, I had refused it. Only reason I did that one because, you know, it was, I was in charge of slot performance, and, you know, that was interesting to me. At a casino, you know, running slot performance, yeah, that was something worthwhile doing. But other than that, if you haven't learned by now, I don't like being told what to do. Now that's another reason why, look, I'll be the first to admit, I do not like criticism in no form or fashion. Not even constructive criticism. Alright? If you haven't learned nothing at all by watching me, you should know that by now. No, I don't like being told what to do, especially doing something where as though I already think I know what I'm doing, or at least I know what I'm doing to the degree that I need to know. Alright? I'm never ever, I always say that, you know, when it comes to e-bike stuff, I say it all the time. I'm new in the e-biking world, but I'm not new to this, okay? But yes, there's plenty of e-bike stuff that I don't know. There's plenty of equipment and manufacturers and parts and all that stuff that I'm not familiar with, that I haven't used yet. I can't speak on products I don't know. But when it comes to stuff I do know, like electronics, like putting batteries in parallel, shit like that, I know. So I speak on it. And if I got to, you know, pull out some credentials, like I say, like the guys always say, why you prove yourself to them? Because you don't know how these fucking experts come off. You know what I'm saying? And if I know I can shut their asses down, I'm going to shut their asses down. You know, I'm not going to have some wannabe expert because he is who he is. He's Nathan Thomas Jr. the third Esquire, such and such, you know, born and raised with the silver spoon in his goddamn mouth, thinking that he's better than me just because he is who he is and knows more than me. Hell no. Not, you know, and he's supposed to know more than me just because, not because he's had any formal training, just because he is who he is. Hell no. I'm gonna prove him wrong. Now, you know, there's some things that you're just born with, and no matter, and then there's guys that may know this stuff that are book smart. You know, they have book knowledge. They have understanding and theory and concept of electronics. However, when it comes to manifesting those same things with their hands, they can't do it. They know electronics up here. They know theory and all that. But when it comes to working with their hands, they all thumbs. You know, so you gotta be able to do both. And you know, I'm just one of those people that was gifted with my hands. I can do stuff with my hands. I build stuff, I fix things, I repair things. I see how things are made and put together, and I can figure and understand them. And you know, you gotta have a natural gift for that. Some stuff you can't be taught. You know, now a lot of this stuff you can be taught. Like I say, people teach themselves the basics of electronics and how to do stuff and all that. But when you have both, when you've been educated as far as theory and practical fundamentals, digital, analog circuits and all that, and you have the natural ability to do, you a bad man. You know, and I consider myself to be a bad man when it comes to this shit. can't tell you how to do other shit. I can't tell you how to fly a rocket to Mars. But and honestly, I'm not saying that I couldn't do that either. If I studied it, I feel like I can do anything. But anyway, like I say, man, I feel like I have drove some people away, because people that come on my channel and just see me for the first time, don't know anything about me, and just hear me talking off the rip, would just think that I'm some jackass wannabe know-it-all, and I'm trying to act like I know everything. That's not the way it is. That's not how I started this thing. I started out, I was having fun with the... Damn, that shit happened again. Anyway, that's telling me I'm running my mouth too long. But yeah, I was having fun with the e-bikes and everything, and now we're here. Alright, fuck it. Let's just see where we at with this now. Let me pull these strips off and see what happened. Alright, so let's do the mollicell pack first. These were the low voltage ones, and this was the high voltage one. The molicells were 3.52, and this was 3.89 or something. So this should have came down, and these should have went up a little bit. Now, if it's been long enough, they'll all be exactly the same. If it haven't been long enough, this one will be going closer down towards these, and these will be coming up. But we're going to see where it is right now. And damn, even with that little 10 joules worth of weld, it's ripping the nickel off of these strips. That goddamn K-weld, boy. I was thinking 10 joules. I ain't think it was going to weld that good at 10 joules, but it did. Yeah, see that? It's good enough that the nickel is ripping. Look at that. Yeah, it would be a lot tougher than that had I welded them really strong, and that's only a single weld. Alright, now let's see where these voltages are at. Let me turn this around so you can see. We can see what it is. Turn a little light on there. So these were 3.52. Let's see. What is going on here? Okay, 3.62. So it did go up a little bit. 3.62, 3.62, 3.62, 3.62, 3.62. So all the molicells that went down to 3.62. Let's see what this one is. 3.6 and 3.62. They balance themselves exactly as I said they would, with no special device. Alright, now let's do this. Let's do this pack over here, where it was the high voltage SAM cells that were 3.98, and the one molicell that was 3.52. So the molicell should have came up a little bit, and the high voltage ones should have dropped a little bit maybe, but since they were all high, and there's 5 of those in one mollicell, they probably didn't. Ow, sharp edge. Man, they leave a sharp little point of nickel on there, ripping off. They didn't have to drop that much to bring this mollicell up, but let's see what they dropped to. 3.89. I can't remember if they were 3. I think they were 3.98. Or maybe they were 3.89. I don't remember. 3.89. Well, then they're still 3.89. Okay, 3.89. 3.9. The other one was flashing 3.89, flashing 9, 3.9. Just like this one was just doing. It's flashing 3.89, 3.9. See, it's flashing. So is this one. Let me turn the light on. Hopefully y'all can see that. Man, I hope all them ones with no light on y'all could see. I'm gonna be mad if you couldn't, if I did all that and you couldn't see. 3.89, 3.9. It was flashing. 3.9. Why is that? That was high. Okay, 3.9. 3.9. 3.9. Okay, now for the mollicell. The mollicell was 3.52. Okay, the mollicell is 3.89. It flashed one time. Wait a minute. Turn the light on. 3.9, 3.9, 3.89, 3.9. This meter's flashing. But anyway, 3.89, 3.9. So these all evened out too. Let me see it again. The mollicell is exactly the same as those. 3.9. 3.89. That's, I mean, that's close as you're gonna get. That one's flashing. Flashing. 3.89 flashing to 9. But yeah. Alright, so as you can see, they brung the mollicell up, so they all even. In this group over here, where the mollicells were all low, 3.52, they pulled this one down. They pulled this down. So now they're all 3.62. So they took, this one was higher than the mollicell, so they all took a little bit of juice from this one, brung this one down, evened them out. And this group over here pulled this mollicell up with them. Because there was only one light-skinned brother with the dark-skinned brothers, one dark-skinned brother with the light-skinned brothers. So, the dark-skinned brother pulled the light-skinned brother up, light-skinned brothers up a little bit. But the light-skinned brother, well, he got elevated with the dark-skinned brothers. Anyway, that concludes this experiment on parallel, man, which was a stupid experiment, really. But I mean, honestly, man, sometimes you just gotta show people these things. No special device used at all, just putting the batteries in parallel. When they're connected physically in parallel, there's a physical connection. They're all the same. They're gonna equalize. And another thing, like I said, when they're all connected like that in parallel, you cannot do anything to one of these cells that you won't be doing to the entire group. You know what I'm saying? As long as they're all connected, and that BMS lead, just say this is a BMS lead, this is the wire coming from the BMS connected to those group of cells. This one wire cannot change any particular cell voltage in that group. It's impossible. How can it do that when they're all connected together? How can this one wire, whatever this wire is doing, even if it's trickling voltage to these cells, they're all going to get it. If this wire has some volts or some amps flowing down this wire, it's going to do the exact same thing to all of these cells. It can't go out and just pick out, it can't just pick out that Mylar cell and say, I'm going to put more voltage in that one single Mylar cell. The rate, you know, it can't do that. But anyway, the cells did that. They did it themselves. But this wire ain't going to do it. Anyway, enough of that. I got to get back to work. And stop letting this bullshit noise on the side distract me. Alright, y'all, deuces. Crisscrossing wires. That's the last we're going to talk about this parallel battery shit. Peace.